The little boy ran across the dusty plains, his small boots kicking up clouds of golden sand. The sun was setting behind jagged mountains, painting the sky with red and purple streaks. He had wandered too far from the human colony. Everyone in the village had warned him about the desert, but curiosity was stronger than fear. He wanted to see the floating islands he had heard about in stories. He stopped for a moment and looked around. The desert was quiet, too quiet. Only the wind whispered through the rocks. Suddenly, a shadow passed over him. He looked up and froze. Above him, a huge shape glided through the sky. It had wings wider than a building and scales that shimmered like molten metal. The boy's heart raced. It was a dragon. A real massive dragon. The dragon circled once, twice, and then dived toward him with incredible speed. The boy stumbled backward, terrified. But before he could move, the dragon's claws scooped him up. He screamed, but the dragon's talons did not hurt him. It carried him high above the desert, over mountains and floating islands. The wind tore at his hair and clothes, and the world below became tiny. Back at the colony, people saw the boy being carried away. They gasped and shouted. The dragon took him. Someone stop it. Men grabbed nets and spears. Women covered their mouths in shock. Everyone thought the dragon wanted to eat the boy. But the boy's voice carried in the wind, calling for help, and the dragon did not answer. The boy looked into the dragon's golden eyes. They were huge, but they were not filled with anger or hunger. Instead, they were sad, lonely, and almost human in feeling. The boy stopped screaming. His fear did not disappear, but curiosity took its place. He whispered, "Why are you doing this?" The dragon tilted its massive head. Then, with a low, rumbling sound, it spoke, not with words but in the boy's mind. "Lonely. Need a friend." The boy's eyes widened. The dragon could communicate with him. He had read about telepathy in books but never believed it was real. Now it was happening. The dragon flew higher, and the boy held on tightly to its neck. He looked down at the desert. The colony was far away, tiny dots among the sand. Fear returned, but so did wonder. He had always dreamed of adventure, and now he was part of one. The dragon's wings beat slowly, like a giant heart in the sky. Its scales reflected the last rays of the sun, making it glow like fire. The boy reached out to touch one. It was warm, smooth, and alive. He felt a strange connection. The dragon was not just carrying him, it was protecting him. Hours seemed to pass as they flew over mountains and strange forests that grew on floating islands. The boy noticed the dragon was heading somewhere hidden from humans. He saw waterfalls falling into the sky and glowing plants that lit the night like lanterns. He had never seen anything so beautiful. Finally, the dragon landed on a high cliff. The boy's feet touched the ground and he looked around in awe. The place was a hidden cave, filled with crystals that shone with soft light. The air smelled sweet, like flowers mixed with warm stone. The dragon lowered its wings and lay down, keeping the boy close. The boy realized he was safe. The dragon did not roar or threaten him. Instead, it nudged him gently with its snout as if asking him to stay. The boy felt a mix of excitement and calm. He did not know why the dragon had taken him, but he understood one thing. The dragon was lonely and maybe it had chosen him for a reason. Far below, the colony searched in vain. They could not see the floating islands from the desert floor. They did not know that the boy was alive and unharmed. They only knew the dragon had taken him. Fear filled their hearts, but the boy felt wonder in his chest. He knew this was the start of something incredible. The dragon spoke in his mind again. "Friend, stay." The boy nodded. "I will," he said, even though the dragon could hear his thoughts. For the first time in his life, the boy felt like he was part of a bigger world, a world filled with mysteries and magic. That night, the boy slept beside the dragon. The stars above were brighter than he had ever seen. He dreamed of flying through the skies, of floating islands, and of the dragon's lost family. And somewhere deep in his heart, he understood one thing. The dragon had chosen him not to hurt him, but to share something extraordinary. Tomorrow he would learn why. But tonight he only knew that he was safe, and for the first time he felt truly alive. The boy woke early, feeling the cool glow of crystals on his face. The dragon was still beside him, its huge head resting on its front legs. Its eyes opened slowly, golden light reflecting in the cave. The boy stared at the dragon for a moment, remembering the fear he felt yesterday. Now that fear had changed into curiosity. "Good morning," the boy whispered. The dragon tilted its head. The boy laughed softly. "You understand me, right?" In his mind, the dragon answered not with words but with feelings. "Yes, understand." The cave was larger than he first noticed. Stalactites hung from the ceiling, glittering like frozen fire. Strange plants grew along the walls, glowing softly. Some were tall as trees, others were small and delicate. The boy walked carefully, fascinated by everything. He had never seen a place like this. The dragon rose, its wings stretching, and began to move deeper into the cave. The boy followed. At the far end they reached a large chamber. In the middle of the chamber was a pool of clear, blue water, reflecting the glowing crystals. Around the pool were objects that looked ancient. Some were carved from stone, others from metal that seemed to shine with its own light. The boy stepped closer, amazed. "What are these?" he asked. The dragon's mind spoke to him again, gently, like a soft wind. "Relics, old power." The boy frowned. He did not understand. The dragon seemed to mean that these objects were important, very important. The boy picked up a small stone shaped like a dragon's claw. It hummed in his hand. A warm feeling spread through him. The dragon nudged him with its nose and showed him another relic, shaped like a cube. When the boy touched it, lights began to move inside the cube, patterns forming and changing. He gasped. You can do this?" the dragon's mind asked. The boy shook his head. "I don't know. I think I can," he replied, feeling both scared and excited. He realized that somehow he could make the relics work. He did not know why, but his hands seemed to know what to do. The dragon lowered its head to the boy's level. Lonely, lost, family, need help. Its thoughts were full of sadness. The boy's heart ached. He understood now. The dragon had taken him not to hurt him, but because it needed help. Its family, its kind, were gone, and it had searched for someone who could unlock the power of the relics. That someone was him. The boy spent the day learning. The dragon showed him how to focus, how to let his mind touch the relics, and how to see their history. They were ancient tools left by dragons long ago. They could store memories, knowledge, even the secrets of the world. The boy felt proud and nervous. He was a human, small and weak compared to the dragon, but here he could do something the dragon could not. In the evening, the dragon flew them to a high ledge overlooking the desert below. The boy held tightly, feeling the wind in his face. The sun was low and the desert glowed gold. Below, the human colony could be seen as tiny dots. The boy looked at them and thought about what they would do if they knew he was safe with the dragon. Fear and misunderstanding filled their hearts. He wished they could see the dragon as he did. "Why me?" the boy asked the dragon. "Special gift," the dragon replied. The boy nodded. He felt strange and important. He had never thought of himself as special, but now he realized he could help not just the dragon but maybe the world. The night came and the cave glowed softly with crystal light. The boy sat by the pool thinking about the dragon's loneliness. He wanted to help, but he also worried about the humans. They might come looking for him with weapons. He did not want anyone to get hurt. Suddenly he heard noises from outside the cave. He froze. The dragon's eyes narrowed. "Humans, searching," the dragon warned. The boy's heart pounded. He wanted to hide, but he also wanted to be brave. Slowly, he touched the relics again and a soft light spread across the chamber. The dragon stepped protectively in front of him. "Don't be afraid," the boy whispered. The dragon's thoughts agreed. "I protect you." Together, they watched as tiny shapes moved below the cliffs. The humans were looking for him, but they could not reach the floating islands. The boy realized that the dragon was not just huge and strong, it was smart and careful. As the humans left, disappointed, the boy turned to the dragon. "We need to help each other," he said. "Yes, together," the dragon replied. The boy smiled. For the first time he felt a true partnership. He was no longer just a human boy lost in a desert. He was part of something bigger. Something magical. That night, he slept beside the dragon, thinking about the relics and their power. He wondered what secrets they held and what adventures awaited them. Somewhere deep in his heart, he understood that the dragon had chosen him not by chance, but because he was capable of something extraordinary. Tomorrow he would learn more. Tomorrow he and the dragon would unlock the secrets of the ancient world. But tonight, the boy only felt wonder, courage, and a strange happiness. He was not alone anymore. The dragon had given him a place, a purpose, and a friend. And in the quiet glow of crystals, the boy whispered, "I will help you, always." The dragon's eyes softened and he felt the warmth of trust. For the first time in both their lives they were not lonely. The boy woke to the soft light of dawn filtering through the crystals. The dragon was already awake, stretching its massive wings. The boy climbed onto its back, ready for another flight. Today felt different. He could sense it in the air. Something was coming. They soared above the floating islands, the wind whipping past them. The boy's heart raced as he looked down at the desert below. The human colony was visible now, a small collection of buildings and vehicles. He could see tiny figures moving toward the cliffs, carrying nets, ropes, and strange machines. The humans were searching for him. "Dragon," the boy whispered. "Humans, danger." The dragon replied, its thoughts tense. The boy gripped the dragon tightly. He had never seen so many humans hunting at once. Fear prickled his skin. He knew they thought the dragon was dangerous, but they didn't understand. The dragon was protecting him, not harming anyone. They flew higher, over the jagged cliffs and the glowing forests of the floating islands. The dragon's wings cut through the wind with ease, its enormous body moving with grace and power. The boy felt both thrill and fear. He had never flown like this before. His stomach flipped as the world stretched beneath them, mountains and deserts blending into one. The humans were relentless. They set up camp at the base of the cliffs, using machines to scan the air and the rocks. The boy could see their confusion. "He's gone," one shouted. "The dragon took him somewhere no one can reach." The boy knew they could never imagine the dragon's secret caves or the glowing relics. "Why are they so afraid?" the boy asked. "They don't understand," the dragon replied. The boy nodded slowly. Humans often feared what they did not know. He remembered how he had felt the first time he saw the dragon. Now he understood both sides. The humans were scared, but the dragon was lonely and only wanted help. Suddenly a shadow passed over them. A human aircraft, small but fast, swooped close to the dragon. The boy ducked instinctively. "Heck, prepare," the dragon warned. Its wings beat faster, rising higher into the sky. The boy felt the wind press against him as the dragon moved with incredible speed. The humans could not follow them here. The floating islands were unreachable to their machines. After a while, the dragon landed on a narrow ledge, overlooking a deep canyon. The boy slid off its back, knees shaking from the flight. He looked down at the humans far below, tiny dots in the desert. The dragon lowered its head. "Safe, for now," it said. The boy understood that danger was always near, but the dragon would protect him. The boy's thoughts turned to the relics. They were powerful, yes, but they were also a reason the dragon had taken him. If the humans discovered their purpose, they might try to use them for harm. The boy shivered. He could not let that happen. He had to learn quickly how to unlock the relic's secrets. The dragon nudged him gently with its snout, reminding him to focus. Together they went deeper into another part of the cave. This chamber was larger than the first, filled with glowing crystals and more ancient relics. Some were shaped like spheres, others like wheels or cubes. The boy felt a strange connection to them. His hands tingled when he touched each one as if they were alive. "You must learn," the dragon's thoughts urged. "Learn, understand, protect." The boy nodded. He knew he had to master the relics before the humans found him. But it was not easy. Each object had its own power, its own memory. Some showed flashes of the dragon's lost family, others showed images of distant planets and alien civilizations. The boy was amazed. Hours passed. The boy practiced touching the relics, activating their lights, and feeling their history. The dragon watched patiently, occasionally nudging him in the right direction. Sometimes the boy would make a mistake and the relics would flare or hum. Each time he learned something new. Late in the afternoon, the dragon took the boy back to the ledge. They watched the humans below pack up their machines. The humans were giving up for now, but the boy knew they would return. He looked at the dragon. "They will come again," it warned. The boy clenched his fists. "Then we must be ready." The boy realized something important. He was not just a boy anymore. He was a bridge between humans and dragons. He could understand both sides. He could protect the dragon and also show humans that the dragon was not a threat. But first he had to fully understand the relics and the dragon's past. That night the boy lay beside the dragon. The stars above were brighter than he had ever seen, reflected in the crystal cave. He felt a mix of fear and excitement. Danger was real, but so was adventure. He understood now that his journey had only just begun. The dragon's eyes glowed softly. "Together, we are stronger," the boy whispered back. "Yes, together." And in the quiet of the night, he felt a courage he had never known. The humans might come again, the world might challenge him, but he was ready. With the dragon by his side, he could face anything. Tomorrow they would continue learning, preparing, and protecting. But tonight they rested, united by trust and purpose. The boy finally understood what the dragon had seen in him. Not fear, not weakness, but the strength to help and the heart to care. And somewhere deep inside he knew that soon he and the dragon would face their greatest challenge yet. The boy woke to a soft glow coming from the crystals. The dragon was awake too, stretching its massive wings and watching him carefully. Today felt heavier. He could sense it. Something important was about to happen. The dragon lowered its head toward him. Come, learn truth, it said in his mind. The boy followed the dragon deeper into the cave. They reached a chamber he had never seen before. This one was larger, almost like a hall, with walls covered in glowing symbols. Ancient drawings of dragons, stars, and humans filled the walls. The boy stared in awe. The dragon's kind had lived here long ago, and their knowledge was recorded in these relics and markings. Did your family live here? The boy asked. Yes. Lost? The dragon's thoughts were full of sorrow. The boy felt a pang in his chest. He understood the dragon's loneliness even more now. Its family had vanished, leaving it alone for centuries. The dragon had chosen him not by chance, but because he could help restore what was lost. In the middle of the chamber sat the largest relic yet, shaped like a glowing sphere. The boy reached out cautiously. The moment he touched it, visions flashed in his mind. He saw dragons flying across stars, humans exploring planets, and strange machines that hummed with power. The boy gasped. He understood now. These relics were not just objects. They were keys to the dragon's history and knowledge, and possibly the survival of their world. You, special, can read? The dragon's thoughts reached him. The boy nodded slowly. He felt a strange energy in his hands. He could understand the symbols, the relics, and even the language of the dragons. Somehow, he was able to connect with the memories stored inside the relics. Suddenly, the dragon lowered its head close to the boy. Danger, humans, return. Soon. The boy stiffened. He had thought the humans would leave for good, but now he understood that they would come back, and this time they might bring weapons. He had to act quickly. The boy turned back to the relics. He focused, touching one after another. Soft lights glowed, showing him images of dragons' families, their battles, and their lost worlds. He saw planets where dragons had once lived in harmony with humans, sharing knowledge and technology. The boy realized the dragon's family had been guardians of something powerful, knowledge that humans could misuse if they found it first. We have to protect this, the boy said aloud, though the dragon could hear his thoughts perfectly. Yes, protect, it replied. The boy felt proud and nervous. He was a human, small and fragile compared to the dragon, but here he held the power to save history and maybe more. They spent hours exploring the chamber. The boy touched a relic shaped like a wheel, and suddenly it began to turn. Lights flashed and a map appeared in the air. It showed the floating islands, the desert, and paths no human could reach. The boy understood. These relics were guides teaching the dragon, and now him, how to navigate the world safely and hide from danger. You, chosen, for reason, the dragon's mind spoke. The boy swallowed hard. He realized the dragon had brought him here because he could unlock secrets no other human could. He was the key. Without him, the dragon could not protect its history or its kind. Far below, the humans moved cautiously. The boy could sense them searching again. Machines scanned the desert, looking for any sign of him. Panic rose in him. If they found him, they could take the relics or worse, hurt the dragon. He clenched his fists. He had to be brave. He had to act. The dragon nudged him, guiding him toward a smaller relic, shaped like a crystal cube. When the boy touched it, images of the dragon's lost family appeared in the air. He saw young dragons learning, older dragons teaching, and a planet full of life and color. Tears filled his eyes. He understood the depth of the dragon's loneliness and the importance of their mission. We will protect them, the boy whispered. The dragon's eyes glowed warmly. Together, we can, it replied. The boy felt a new determination. He had learned the dragon's secret. The relics were not just treasures, they were memories, knowledge, and hope. And he was now part of this secret, part of a bond that could change everything. As night fell, the dragon flew him to the edge of a cliff. The desert stretched below, quiet under the moonlight. The humans were gone for now, but the boy knew they would return. He looked at the dragon. We must be ready, he thought. The dragon nodded. Yes, ready? The boy's mind raced with what he had learned. He understood the dragon's loneliness, the power of the relics, and the danger humans could bring. He realized he had a role bigger than himself. He was not just a boy lost in the desert. He was a protector, a bridge between humans and dragons, and the key to preserving an ancient history. That night, the boy lay beside the dragon once more. The crystals glowed softly, and he thought about the secrets he had uncovered. He felt a mixture of fear, awe, and responsibility. Tomorrow they would have to face the humans again, but now he knew what was truly at stake. And in the quiet of the glowing cave, the boy whispered, I will not let them take this. I will protect your family, your history, your world. The dragon's eyes softened, and he felt the warmth of trust. For the first time, both human and dragon understood that the bond between them was stronger than any fear, stronger than any danger, and that together they could face whatever was coming. The boy woke to the first light of dawn, his heart pounding. Today felt different. The humans would come again, and he knew it. He looked at the dragon lying beside him, enormous and golden in the soft glow of the crystals. Ready? The dragon's thoughts reached him. Yes, the boy replied. Today they would face the humans, and he had to be brave. They flew to the edge of the floating islands, wings cutting through the morning wind. Below, the desert stretched for miles, and in the distance the human colony moved carefully toward them. Machines roared, scanning the cliffs. The boy felt a surge of fear, but he pushed it aside. He was not just a boy anymore. He was part of something bigger. As they landed on a wide cliff, the humans arrived in full force. Leaders, soldiers, and scientists stared in shock at the dragon. They had expected a monster, but the dragon sat calmly, its eyes fixed on the boy. "Bring him down," one shouted. "We cannot let him stay there." The boy stepped forward. "Stop." His voice was small but strong. The humans froze. "The dragon is not here to hurt anyone. It is protecting something important. If you attack, you will destroy what could save all of us." The humans hesitated, unsure what to do. The dragon nudged the boy with its snout, showing him the relics he had unlocked. He raised his hands and the relics glowed. Lights swirled around him, forming images of dragons flying across planets, humans and dragons working together, and the lost worlds of the dragons. The humans gasped. Machines and weapons had no power here. The relics showed a truth they had never known. This is real?" one of the humans whispered. The boy nodded. "These relics are history, knowledge, and power. The dragon is not a threat. It only wants help. And I can help it. I can read the relics. I can unlock what humans cannot understand." The humans looked at the dragon again. Its golden eyes were calm, almost pleading. Suddenly, a small human soldier stepped forward, holding a weapon. "We cannot trust it," he shouted. The boy's heart raced. He stepped between the soldier and the dragon. "Stop. You don't understand." The soldier hesitated, seeing the courage in the boy's eyes. The dragon lowered its head as if trusting the boy completely. The boy focused on the relics. Lights swirled faster, forming a map that pointed to hidden places on the planet, places that could provide food, water, and shelter for the humans. The boy realized the dragon's secret was not just about its lost family, but about saving the humans too. This planet had dangers, and the relics held the knowledge to survive. The humans watched in awe as the boy activated the largest relic. It hummed and glowed, releasing a soft, golden light. In the air, the images of dragons, humans, and floating islands merged into a story. The boy spoke, his voice steady. The dragon's family was the guardian of this knowledge. It has waited for someone who could understand. That someone is me, and together we can protect this world. The humans lowered their weapons, realizing they had judged the dragon too quickly. Fear had blinded them, but now they could see the truth. The boy's bravery and the dragon's patience had changed everything. What had seemed like danger was actually hope. One of the leaders stepped forward, eyes wide. You are telling the truth?" The boy nodded. "Yes. The dragon saved me, taught me, and showed me these relics. If we work together, humans and dragons can survive and maybe even thrive." The humans looked at the dragon with new respect. Its massive wings, its shining scales, and its calm, intelligent eyes made them see that it was not a monster, but a guardian. The boy smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. He had faced fear, danger, and doubt, but he had not given up. The dragon had chosen him for a reason, and he had proven himself. Together, they had shown that courage, intelligence, and understanding could overcome fear. The humans finally stepped back, letting the boy and the dragon lead the way. The boy held out his hand to the dragon, and the dragon nudged it gently with its snout. Together, the dragon's thoughts whispered. "Yes, together," the boy replied. That night, the boy slept beside the dragon again, under a sky full of stars. He looked down at the desert below, thinking of the humans who had once feared him and the dragon. Tomorrow they would begin to rebuild, to explore, and to understand. Humans and dragons could finally work together. The boy understood now what the dragon had seen in him: courage, intelligence, and a heart willing to protect what was important. He had started as a small, curious boy lost in the desert, but he had become something much more. He was a hero, not because he was the strongest but because he was brave, kind, and willing to understand. And somewhere deep inside, the boy knew this was only the beginning. With the dragon by his side, he could face any danger, unlock any secret, and help both humans and dragons survive in a universe full of mysteries. He had been chosen and he had proven himself. The dragon lay down, its massive body warm against the boy. Safe, together, it sent in his mind. The boy smiled, feeling the truth of it. Yes, safe, together. And under the soft glow of the crystals and the endless stars above, the boy and the dragon slept, knowing they had changed their world forever.